The last hurrah doesn't sound as good when you say it. I like it when it's on paper, but I don't know if you can read it out loud.
An accent thing. I don't know.
You try it.
Harab. Hurrah. Harab.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
You read it out.
Oh, because Laura, yeah.
Because we're both
yeah.
Scottish.
Producer Laura is Scottish and
Scottish
says things correctly.
Yeah, I witnessed it earlier today, actually, when we were recording for a special new project, as yet untitled, coming up, with a Scottish guest, and they were overjoyed to discover that Laura is also Scottish. Apparently, there's few Scots in London, which has not been my experience.
You're surrounded by
Yeah, in a team of like 5.
2 Scots.
2 Scots.
Scots. Overrepresented in PoliticsJOE.
Yeah.
As it should be. But anyway, Dominic Raab, he's going to stand down.
Yes.
Which is, a brave decision.
Yeah, he's retiring from politics at the big age of 49. And it is nothing to do with the...
That's a good fortune name.
Ed just got very excited because of the 49 game.
Let's not explain that right now.
That could be a segment.
Leave it there. So currently in Esher, which is his constituency, there is a very impressive Lib Dem candidate called Monica Harding, who we met a couple of months ago. And she lost the last election to Dominic Raab by 2,000 votes, which means it's a very marginal seat. It's right on the cusp. And she probably would have taken it from him, which would have been a joy to see.
I think the really interesting thing about this, I mean, look, he's disgraced, right? Like the man is leaving with his tail between his legs, found to have intimidated officials. He has resigned because he has been found guilty of bullying. He refused to come home from his holiday. Was it Crete?
Oh, it was in
Afghanistan. But the beach was closed, so that's important to remember.
Oh, yeah.
Did you remember that?
Yeah.
Did you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a disgrace. The man is a disgrace. It's right that he's leaving politics, but for me, this speaks to a much more significant, broader trend within Conservative Party politics, which is that for all the polling, read it as much as you want, luxuriate over it. Keir Starmer's red wave is coming to Westminster.
Oh my God, red wave. No? Oh,
No?
okay, well, I really am the only woman on the podcast, aren't I?
Is that how you describe your period?
No, Ed, I was not talking about that.
What was it?
No,
I mean,
I
all right. I know less about women than I thought.
Oh, okay.
Come on, there's a red torrent.
Keir Starmer's red wave is coming, right?
And we actually just talk about a couple of those gaffes, though.
Yeah.
That,
Please.
okay.
Let's go through them.
So a really good one was when he did not read the Good Friday agreement, and he had to admit about.
Oh, yeah.
He had to admit that, and he didn't realise when he wasn't he Brexit secretary when he said
Sure
he
was.
didn't realise how reliant the UK was on the Dover-Calais crossing.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, was. Yeah.
He said that the typical food bank user just has cash flow problems.
This is insane. This is like a Tory greatest hits, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just one guy.
This is just one guy.
He is but one man, and he's just a normal man.
It's
Yeah.
extremely normal.
Or that time he said COVID means we have to get Brexit done quicker. One
Look,
guy.
I had a bit of time for Dominic Raab when he was just like a swole bloke in a tight pair of shorts on the Oxford rowing team. Like, I had a lot of time for that. I had a lot of time for black belt karate Raab. I had a lot of time for that. Then, once his politics started to show themselves, I had much less time.
I like the idea that you knew him in a personal capacity before he became an MP.
Yeah.
Like 30 years ago.
The pulsating vein.
That's what I'm talking about.
You liked that?
Gotcha.
That did it for you.
Big time.
I know someone who was a civil servant in the Scottish government, and they were present in meetings with Raab and their minister. And what they said was quite frightening about Raab was that the destruction of the Human Rights Act wasn't just some cynical Tory ploy. It was the reason to live for Dominic Raab. They said he believed it with every fibre. Came across. He could speak about it without notes in these meetings for hours. It was his personal project. It was this is the stupid. We need to get it which is slightly frightening.
So this is what I'm getting at. Frightening swole Raab, good. Frightening anti-human rights Raab, bad. Boo.
Frightening.
You're also praising him for knowing the brief, which just shows how low the bar is for all of our politicians. This guy came in and spoke about a really consequential bill he was putting through with no notes. He really understood it.
You got to give him that, I suppose.
No, I'm saying we don't give him that.
Oh, no,
Like,
no, we do. Fair's fair. He's the best politician of a generation. I said it.
After 13 years of just being slowly ground down by the Conservative Party, you hear like, oh yeah, a minister was able to talk about a bill without any notes. You're like, fuck me, that is brilliant.
Yeah.
That is brilliant stuff. Great stuff, mate. What was I saying? No, the thing I want to say about the polling and the red wave before we went on that tangent is I don't think there's a better indicator of how badly the Conservative Party thinks it's going to do at the next election than the more than 30 MPs who have stood down before they've even voted.
yeah.
Like, it is so telling that people like Gove, who in, Esher, that seat, that's Surrey, that's home counties, that's stockbroker belt, that should be true blue for as long as fucking the days are long. It's insane. And he is, instead of contesting an election, just being like, fuck it, I'm out.
Yeah. He's been worried about it for a really long time, though. That he was like turning up at like random fates on a Saturday, turning up at random schools, and I didn't want to make it like, to events which adults could go to.
He was invited.
Yeah. And then he also turned up at someone's friend's wake very randomly to offer his condolences. He's been acting very bizarrely for 2 years. Oh, and also, he's been going around door knocking. This is when he was Deputy Prime Minister. He was going around Esher door knocking. And then there was this one friend of mine who said that they didn't have a pen. They said that to Dominic, like, oh, I can't sign you a bit of paper saying I'll vote for you because I don't have a pen. And he was like, no worries, I'll go and get one. Ran back down the garden path and came back with one.
Wow.
And he's been acting strangely.
Do MPs usually go to funerals? Is that something you can expect of your local MP?
I'd like to think that maybe like in Durham, like for a miner's funeral, the local MP would show up.
I think like a community leader.
Right. So it's not just like an obligation.
Yeah, no, I don't know, if my MP turned up at a funeral of a close family member, I would just, why are you fucking dead? You are not invited.
Yeah.
I mean, PoliticsJOE's Ollie Dugmore, obviously. As he's being lowered into the ground.
Makes the roll
dance on his grave.
Yeah. Like big dinners, did you?
Sam Brooke has the last laugh.
Yeah.
It's Kerry Sambrook. Spitting on my coffin.
Yeah.